Revelations.Unveiled.Detroit.
All praises, all praises, all praises to the heavenly, holy, almighty creator of infinity, eternity, the universe, and all there is. This is Revelations.Unveiled.Detroit. How you doing, family? Today, we are here because you will be a witness to a testimony and an epiphany. So, family, we are here at the point of Revelations.Unveiled.Detroit. Boom! What does it say? So, first and foremost, parental advisory suggested, explicit content and language. Revelations.Unveiled.Detroit. Stop. Fuck it. Complete channel redo. Complete channel redo? What is this nigga talking about? Uh-oh. We said a word. So, part of the channel redo is the epiphany. Woke up the other day. Don't know if it was an escalation into another level of maturity, or who knows, who can say. But the theme of that day was fuck it. And so, as I was on my channel, boom, the big old stop sign. And it said, Revelations, R-U-D, what are you doing? 3 years in the YouTube game. You thought one thing, but reality has shown you reality. So, the YouTube universe is as vast as the one we currently reside in. And so, when one comes onto the platform, he is a little bitty star, newly emerged in the cold vastness of the YouTube darkness. But one doesn't think of it that way. They say, I'm going to start making YouTube content. I'll get subscribers. I'll blow up as a channel. I'll be able to monetize. And maybe this will be something I can do as a passion, as a love, instead of the day-to-day hustle and grind working for the man. So I thought that as a channel. So 3 years later, and let's look, family, at the work. So over the course of 3 years, this channel has produced over 400 videos. Over 430 videos to be exact. Look at this wonderful sort of content. We can see from the top all the way to the bottom. And it goes on and 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 on, etc. So this channel has put in work and content on YouTube and has garnered to date 558 subscribers. Now, probably 5 of those are myself because I have shadow channels or emails and they all subscribe. So there are about 550 subscribers. Wonderful. It is a beautiful thing to have beings subscribed to your channel where you purvey a message. It's been 3 years, 400 videos. So in that time, family, much feedback has been submitted to me personally as a person walking around in the city of Detroit and as a channel. You're too loud. Your content is too long. What are you trying to say? Who are you trying to speak to? Amongst other queries. And all feedback and suggestions are appreciated after the fact. Because sometimes when we get a suggestion, when we get corrected, when we get rebuked, we become offended and we may go into our feelings. And after you marinate mentally on what was said to you, you understand, even if someone said it in hate, you learn in love. Because what they say, you either proceed along those lines or you learn the alternate path of that wisdom. So, Revelations.Unveiled.Detroit will reveal to you there are wonderful words that are regarded as curse words or profanities that they love to say. Bitch, which is a female dog. And it's simply a description of a backwards God. That is what dog is. So when you say bitch, you are saying of a female, she's acting as a backwards God. She is out of order, simply. Nigga. Oh, the word nigga. It resonates so deeply with so many. And so many have so much to say, but not much to say. The word nigga, nigger, however you want to use it. Oh, it describes a people. It describes a condition. It describes a mentality. It describes a course of action. It is wielded with hatred. It is wielded with sentiment. It is wielded as a general application. It is wielded as a word and a filler, which can be applied to any being of conversation. So you will hear the word nigga. You will hear the word motherfucker and fuck going forward. Parental advisory suggested. Complete channel redo. And so one of the things that this platform was birthed for was to provide education in the vein of history and identity and current events for the so-called black people or African Americans or Negroes or niggers or niggas or Moors or the melanated or people of color. All those labels to describe one group of people. So, when you hear the word nigga, niggas, we know who we will be addressing going forward. So, family, we will start off, but going forward, the spirit being revealed will act more in accordance with the trueness of self. Trueness of self. Coming on the platform, you want to give a perception. You want to come off as educated, different, uncommon, and special. Something that will bring subscribers and have them share your material and information. And it's good to get donations and support always as validation that you are providing a service, entertainment, or enlightenment. And so, becoming a creator, I am also a subscriber to many platforms on YouTube of diversified messages, meanings, presentations. And of due respect, I will comment, I will like, I will donate, I have shared as a courtesy, knowing about the analytics and how important it is to get the interaction from the audience to that content creator. And so over the course of 3 years and 420 some plus odd videos created, my average viewership is 5 views. 20 some thousand total views on a channel with 550 subscribers in 3 years. Utterly ridiculous. And content is produced regularly, abundantly, fruitfully, with honor, privilege, and pleasure submitted to the family. And there is no growth. So there was a lot of learning, a lot of growing to produce images and learn how to communicate between the mediums and the equipment and the sound, and to research and to read and to read and to read, to bring it forth, and then to feel it was unwanted or unappreciated, unseen. And the worst of those daggers comes from those that are your family, the people you think are your friends, the organizations and clubs you belong to say, hey, I submitted some content. Come on over, check it out, leave commentary, subscribe, help a brother out. No growth, minimal interaction. family, friends, associates, club member, organization folk, people that you would believe or think support you or may understand where you're coming from. A cold, brutal, harsh reality when that is not the case. Quite an epiphany. So, Revelations.Unveiled was a culmination of a journey of more than 30 years of research starting back in 1991 when in college, a gentleman of the Caucasoid nature came to me even paler than would normally be expected. And he expressed a concern that upon cleaning out the attic of his father-in-law's estate after a recent passing, he came across some books and documents. And as he began to read, it became frightening to him. He was questioning the validity of this information he was exposed to. He asked if he could bring me some, and I said, sure, no problem. He brought information to me that began my walk on the path of global realities, secret societies, ancient religions, ancient texts, information regarding the so-called UFO or alien phenomena, family secret bloodlines, controllers of this world, controllers of riches, how politics really work, and so forth. And in going or beginning this path, this is all before the internet. In order to get information to validate these things, you had to go to libraries and seek journals and do actual research in old books, of which being in college I engaged. And it began to fill out a reality I was not exposed to in the urban center growing up in Detroit in the 70s and the 80s. And so in understanding bloodlines of families, terms of Illuminati, secret societies, the Vatican, I was on that journey and still on the journey of understanding and investigation and research. And one thing that I recognize in any vein of research, be it the secret bloodline families, the UFO phenomena, the books removed from the Bible, the slave Bible, the occult, and the dark side of the Satan seed, it all came back to the Holy Scripture. And I never, or it didn't register at the time. I just thought that in the avenues of this investigation into these alternative topics that they referenced the biblical text. It was not until a devastating life event occurred, which is the death of a child, where my actual spirit was exposed or open And during that time of darkness in dealing with the death and depression of a child of your own namesake, the spirits of wickedness possessed me with drugs and anger and slothfulness. I did not go to work. There was disharmony in my home with my family and other children. There was pain. There was questions. And at that point of questioning God as to why he would let this abominable act of death befall me, it was then at that time that the Spirit spoke and said, now you are ready. Now you are ready. Now you are ready. And what that means, family, is I went to the Word, the Holy Scripture, the Bible, and picked it up with a wide open spirit and the clear mind of you are ready, and began to read the Word of the Most High. And thus began my journey into the truth, the way, and the light. And as I read through those scrolls of the prophets, as I read the Torah, the writings of Brother Moses that were given to him in the mountain by the Most High Power, it was revealed who we are, and we is the descendants of those enslaved on the American shores, the exiles. We are the house of Jacob. We are Israel. We are the people of the book. We are the living children of prophecy. That revelation was devastating. The truth instantly pulled the dark veil of the world from my face. That was the unplugging from the matrix. A black man, quote unquote, a Negro, a African American, a Afro American, a nigger. I'm not. I am of the children of Israel. And many brothers and sisters have come to this revelation, this understanding after reading and having a sense of global history. The Most High restored to me my actual identity, revealed to me who we be. And the book I was holding was no longer a mystery. It was the heritage restored. And I read with understanding and clarity. It is a book of prophecy. And we live in prophecy. And we are the main characters of the prophecy. The whole world revolves around what we do and what we don't do. And it explains our condition. It explains the history. And it gives the solution. And the prophecy has been shown. So it is all written and done. So be it. And that family was the conception of Revelations.Unveiled. Detroit. And over the course of growing in the word pushed me into the streets to proclaim this information, this revelation to our people with fervor and fire. It was wonderful. It is wonderful. We are the priests and prophets and judges of the world. And in the growth, I was introduced to our community on YouTube, the Israelites, the Hebrew Israelites. And it gave validation to the spirit of prophecy that the Most High is awakening the lost sheep and pouring out his spirit where we will now speak it. And that was the filling in of my new education, of my new being. And in growing, you talk to your family, you talk to your friends, you talk to your co-workers. You express the fire of this conspiracy that has befallen this people for so long, until you realize the rest of the world already knew and knows. You are late to the party, nigga. And in talking and in preaching, if that's what you want to say, you develop animosities and enemies. And those who say you are racist, you are speaking against my beliefs and traditions and how I grew up. And you hear that the book was man-made and plagiarized and mistranslated and all the hoo-ha and hee-hee of the Bible itself. And my dear mother said one day, instead of talking to me about all of this information, why don't you find some way to tell it to other people? Rent a hall, call a radio station. I shouldn't be, as she said, the only one who gets this message. It may not be for me. And for mom to lay it on the line is wisdom and love. And in pondering how I would purvey that into a platform, there was a Hebrew summit in 2018, downtown Detroit. And it was my duty to get to that summit and be and see with the brothers. And there I met Gorilla Hebrew of Sakari and the House of David and the Sons of Thunder, the Swords of Zion, and the Watchmen for Israel, and the brothers from the various camps across the country, live and in person. Men who I had been listening to and watching and learning from live in the flesh. And we touched and embraced in love in the history and heritage of Jacob and the summit and the brothers and the spirit compelled me to say, you're not doing enough. And so, returning to my habitation and wondering what the next step would be for me to be a soldier of the battle of righteousness. Revelations.Unveiled. Detroit was born on YouTube, August 2018. The truth, the way, and the light was revealed to me from the Most High in 2014. And from the birth of the channel, it was to be the spiritual examinations of our carnal existence as Hebrew Israelites, knowing and understanding who we are and processing on a day-to-day basis our way through this prophecy. And the first major presentation was bringing to life the correlation, the application of the nigga mentality and the Willie Lynch letters and scriptural prophecy. And from there, we looked at documents, organizations, current event articles, in-depth explorations of the holy history to the tune of the total content of the channel. The channel will continue. Content will continue to be produced in various forms as it grows with the various avenues of equipment, etc. But the language, the spirit is changed. Fuck it, it's a total channel redo. I can say it because this video, like the others, may only average 5 views. And we stop acting and we be real. We are who we are. We're in a boat that we're in. We have to keep it moving. We have to keep it real. So, there's no fear of losing subscribers. There's no fear of not getting views. That is the current reality of the channel. Fuck it. Going forward, we getting down. How to get down gets done. I got shout outs to YouTube channels, brothers and sisters who speak their minds. Even though they may not realize the spiritual ramifications of who we are, I give them due respect for the sizes of their channel platforms when they are speaking in righteousness, speaking for unity and empowerment for the niggas and niggers and Afro-Americans and African-Americans and blacks and the melanated and the Moors and the original man and the sojourners and the copper-colored and the people of color. We need to be here. We need to stay here and keep reading these articles of wickedness in the world. The hypocrisy of democracy. Explaining and clarifying the confusion of our captivity on this continent. Cutting out the bullshit. We're going to stop fucking around. We're going to get to the point. Let it be known. So, I'm about to go to battle. I'm going to be in battle with Christians and niggas and the low mentality and trying to dip and dodge this asinine YouTube algorithm. Fucking around, taking videos down from months and months and months ago for a fucking flag. It takes hours and days and spirit and energy and time to put this shit up and to try to get a view. So, fuck it. It's a complete channel redo. Revelations.Unveiled. Detroit. I reach out to my other YouTubers with the love and the hope that they would share a view, subscribe. That shit ain't happening. On all the platforms, Facebook, Twitter, all that bullshit. No shares. No stares. Analytics are absurd. You feel like mental incompetent. Thousands of hours of work for an average of 5 views. So, it's going to be some cussing going forward. We're going to have a different angle and look on the presentations and the content. If it grow, it grow. If donations and support come in, great. If not, it'll be an interesting turn of events for another Hebrew, Israelite, black, nigga, YouTube content creator. So, and until we are together again, I love you. I love you. I love you. To be continued. Revelations.Unveiled. Detroit.